Get ready to discover the best games available on PlayStation Plus Extra in this top 20 countdown. Number 20. Outriders. Outriders is a co-op RPG shooter set in a dark and desperate sci-fi universe. As mankind bleeds out in the trenches of Enoch, you'll create your own Outrider and embark on a journey across the hostile planet. With rich storytelling spanning a diverse world, you'll leave behind the slums and shanty towns of the first city and traverse forests, mountains, and desert in the pursuit of a mysterious signal. Combining intense gunplay with violent powers and an arsenal of increasingly twisted weaponry and gear sets, Outriders offers countless hours of fun gameplay. Number 19. Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a multiplayer 4 vs 1 horror game where one player takes on the role of the savage killer and the other 4 players play as survivors trying to escape the killer and avoid being caught and killed. Survivors play in third person and have the advantage of better situational awareness. The killer plays in first person and is more focused on their prey. The survivor's goal in each encounter is to escape the killing ground without getting caught by the killer. Something that sounds easier than it is, especially when the environment changes every time you play. Number 18. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. Rainbow Six Extraction is tactical FPS where you team up with other players to take on an alien threat. Band together and put everything on the line as you take on this unknown enemy. Pick from 18 Rainbow Six operators. Assemble a squad in co-op of up to 3 operators or go solo. Each operator has a specific set of weapons and abilities to learn, master, and improve through a new progression system. Explore 12 uniquely designed maps featuring procedurally generated challenges will test your team every time. This game is not only a great cooperative shooter, it also differentiates itself from most of the competition by promoting a more tactical and reasoned approach. Number 17. The Quarry. Supermassive Games is well represented by PS Plus, and The Quarry is a big get for the subscription service. Like Until Dawn, this game is essentially an interactive horror movie that permits players to make choices that impact the story's progression and the fate of the 9 main characters. Similar to the developer's other projects, The Quarry is basically a love letter to classic horror. Consequently, if someone is not particularly fond of that genre, they are unlikely to get much from this experience. Conversely, fans of slashers should give this title a try. Number 16. Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo is a first-person supernatural game from Bethesda. Tokyo has become a city under siege, overwhelmed by paranormal threats beyond our understanding. After a devastating occult event leads to the disappearance of 99% of the city's population, only you stand between the loss of this great city and its salvation. After the vanishing, a strange encounter causes your own supernatural abilities to take shape. Explore a beautiful city that blends ultra-modern cityscapes and stunning ancient shrines as you purge the darkness from your home. Armed with your own mysterious abilities, you will face down the occult, unravel conspiracy theories, and experience urban legends like never before. With its immersive atmosphere and stunning visuals, Ghostwire Tokyo is sure to be a spine-chilling experience. Number 15. Observer System Redux. In a dark cyberpunk world shattered by plagues and wars, Observer follows a detective who goes to investigate a lead from his son that sends him to an intimidating building. The main crux of the experience revolves around the eponymous Observer ability that allows the protagonist to infiltrate someone's brain. Become a neural police detective and hack into the jagged minds of others. Make use of anything they felt, thought, or remembered to solve the case and catch the elusive killer. Number 14. Ace Combat 7. Strap yourself into the cockpit of some of the world's most formidable fighter planes and skim through the clouds, embarking on daring aerial stunts and nerve-shredding tactical dogfights. In Ace Combat 7, you take on the role of an ace and elite fighter pilot tasked with patrolling the most open and intimidating places in the sky. Choose from an array of authentic modern and futurist aircraft and load them up with an arsenal of cutting-edge super weapons as unfolding events drive you into ever more dangerous aerial face-offs. Number 13. Tchia. In this tropical open-world adventure, Play as a young girl who can control animals and objects, and use her unique abilities to explore the vibrant island, solve puzzles, and uncover its secrets. Climb, swim, and sail your boat around a beautiful archipelago in this physics-driven sandbox. With its charming art style and whimsical gameplay, Tchia is sure to be a relaxing and enjoyable experience. Number 12. Rayman Legends. It has been almost a decade since the last non-mobile Rayman game, and Ubisoft has not shown any indication that a new title is in the works. Rayman Legends was one of the best platformers of the 2010s, and it has not aged a day since its debut. Building on the impeccable foundations of 2011's Rayman Origins, Legends takes players on a fast-paced adventure that offers more than 100 levels, along with supporting co-op. In terms of gameplay, Rayman Legends barely sets a foot wrong, and the tight controls elevate the masterful level design. The game is also quite challenging, and the campaign does not wait too long to ramp up its difficulty. Number 11. Immortals Fenyx Rising. Jump into a sprawling Greek mythology-inspired open world as you battle mythological beings and try to save your world. The sprawling action RPG offers close to 100 hours of content to explore, ranging from mind-bending puzzles to frantic boss fights. It all looks stunning too, with a colorful art style and explosive special effects making every battle a feast for the eyes. Take on mythological beasts, master the legendary powers, and defeat Typhon, the deadliest titan in Greek mythology. Immortals Fenyx Rising is a great game if you need something to keep you busy for hours. Number 10. Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 is a return to the series' horror roots in presentation, setting, and gameplay. It's slow and methodical, tense and frightening. Every battle is a fight-or-flight decision for your life. Every missed shot is a small-scale disaster has the potential to cost you later on. Every time you escape by the skin of your teeth, you'll wonder if you'll be able to find a crucial item or ammo in time to deal with whatever will come next. Resident Evil 7 offers one of the best spooky atmosphere in the franchise with many of the classic mechanics that built the original formula. Yet it has enough new elements to stand its ground amidst similar games. Without doubt, it's a must-play horror experience. Number 9. Scarlet Nexus. In a far distant future, a psionic hormone was discovered in the human brain, granting people extrasensory powers and changing the world as we know it. Just as humanity was entering this new era, deranged mutants known as Others began to descend from the sky with a thirst for human brains. Those with acute extrasensory abilities were our chance to fight the onslaught from above. By using psychokinetic abilities, the world around you becomes your greatest weapon. Lift and throw pieces of your environment to build your attack combos and lay waste to your enemies. Dive into a complex story, crafted by minds behind the iconic tales of Vesperia. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Number 8. Borderlands 3. The original shooter-looter has arrived to PlayStation Plus library, packing many of guns and a mayhem-fueled adventure. Blast through new worlds and enemies as one of 4 new Vault Hunters. Play solo or with friends to take on insane enemies, score loads of loot, and save your home from the most ruthless cult leaders in the galaxy. With a variety of guns and gadgets, every fight is an opportunity to score new gear. Discover new worlds beyond Pandora, each with unique environments and enemies. Play with anyone at any time online or in split-screen co-op, regardless of your level or mission progress. Number 7. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yakuza Like a Dragon departs from the original series by introducing some tough turn-based combat into the action. This replaces the franchise's traditional arcade street slugging with something more complex and exciting. It's a unique Yakuza game that incorporates the JRPG fighting and concepts into a present-day environment. Newcomers to Sega's franchise can jump directly into Yakuza Like a Dragon without prior knowledge of the series. They can then enjoy a lengthy and engrossing story filled with nuanced characters and devastating moments. The game also offers charming side quests along with a small but dense open world. Number 6. Dragon Ball FighterZ. There are roughly 1 billion Dragon Ball games, and some of them are pretty great. However, for the longest time, the franchise seemed incapable of putting out a proper competitive fighter. Dragon Ball FighterZ changed that forever. Dragon Ball is synonymous with flashy battles where a wayward ki blast could potentially blow up a planet, and FighterZ captures this element beautifully. Visually, the game not only echoes the source material, but at times, even looks better. Unlike some of ARC's other fantastic games, FighterZ's combat system is relatively easy to grasp, although it is still hard to master. Number 5. Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is a gem of a game with precious few peers both in terms of content and quality. The sun is set to explode in 22 minutes and take out the solar system with it. Fortunately, the protagonist is stuck in a time loop that resets whenever everything is wiped out. Furthermore, the player character happens to be an astronaut who can quickly travel to an array of planets in search of knowledge pertaining to the sun's destructive future. Outer Wilds is an open-world game that focuses on exploration and puzzles, the latter of which also take the form of the overall mystery that needs to be pieced together through careful research and discovery. Outside the central plot, the game comes with quite a bit of secondary content and smaller stories that are just waiting to be heard. Number 4. Nioh. Nioh takes a few ideas from Dark Souls' playbook, but the game's samurai setting and fast-paced combat allow it to have a presence that is genuinely unique. As William, players navigate open areas filled with secrets, enemies, and bosses, the latter of which are usually well-designed and very challenging. Along with a robust loot system, Nioh's combat allows players to swap between different stances, adding an element of strategy to encounters. Nioh is a long game that could easily take 50+ hours to complete, but its gameplay is more than strong enough to keep a player engaged as they work their way through the campaign. Number 3. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. The Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection is a remastered bundle of two beloved games, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End and Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Follow Nathan Drake and his allies on their thrilling adventures around the world, solving puzzles, battling enemies, and uncovering treasure. With their rich stories and upgraded graphics, this collection contains two of the best games you can find on PlayStation Plus Extra. Both games look fantastic just like we remember them, and are definitely still a must-play for all, as well for the fans who just want to be reminded of these titles in the best possible way. Number 2. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. PlayStation Plus Extra's January 2023 editions included a couple of PS5 games, with the biggest title being undoubtedly Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. More than a decade after the release of Devil May Cry 4, Capcom finally blessed the world with a proper sequel. The release more than lived up to the hype. The base game features 3 playable characters, Nero, Dante, and V, who all control completely differently from each other. Consequently, the campaign barely ever has a dull moment since it is constantly switching combat systems, with each one offering a fair amount of depth. The special edition takes things to the next level by throwing Virgil into the mix, and the legendary character is a delight in battle. Devil May Cry 5 is a must-play for any action fan, and it is comfortably among the best PlayStation Plus games. And finally, number 1, Horizon Forbidden West. Almost exactly a year following its debut, Horizon Forbidden West has come to PlayStation Plus Extra. While there is way too little data to try and pinpoint a trend, this edition could be an indication of how Sony plans to handle first-party projects moving forward. Horizon Forbidden West tells the next chapter in Aloy's story, and Guerrilla Games largely opted to fine-tune the original game's mechanics. With a bigger open world, refined combat, and a better-paced campaign, the sequel presents a convincing argument that it surpasses its predecessor. Explore distant lands, fight bigger and more awe-inspiring machines, and encounter astonishing new tribes as you return to the far-future post-apocalyptic world of Horizon. Combined Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West can easily keep players entertained for more than 100 hours. And that was our top 20 PlayStation Plus Extra games. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.